All right. Welcome. Happy Sunday. It is almost Christmas. We are like this far away, which is very exciting. We are. Oh no, did that break? My tech thing is not having a good day, apparently. We are a few days away from Christmas. It is happening, and my clocky thing won't work. Cool. Happening on Thursday. So that's only a few days away. It is Sunday now. Breyer has some updates that we'll go through, some peaks of the last premiere sculpture that they're showing, the color of the second one, and I'm, if I can get the technology to work, gonna maybe do a little sketching on my iPad for you guys, which will be kind of fun. So we will see how that all works out. I'm trying out a new app to try and allow me to do that on the iPad so that we can have a little bit of artistic fun on this holiday almost weekend. So we have Krista. Hello, welcome. We have Kimberly. Hello, welcome. I keep touching the table, which is shaking everything like Godzilla. Momo, welcome. Hi. Katie. Katie's here. Hi, Katie. Amy, good morning. So yeah, it's fun. It's going to be a good time. We had our Christmas dinner last night, and so I'm a little bit pooped from that. I do a whole bunch of cooking. We had ham, we had turkey, we had sous vide Brussels sprouts and green beans and a whole bunch of goodness, mashed potatoes, although the turkey and the mashed potatoes had a bit of a fail and I managed to rescue them, but it took a little bit longer. So our dinner was like oddly spaced out, but it gave people time to talk and stuff. So it was fun. And then pumpkin pie, apple crisp. One of our friends brought homemade ice cream, which was kind of fun, Kit Kat, and mocha flavored, which is always good. So it was a lot of fun. We had a good time. It's kind of our Christmas thing that we do every year is we invite a few people over and we have a good time, play Cards Against Humanity, and laugh so hard that our abs get the exercise that they need for the next year. It's kind of cool. Let me see. Oh, Katie, thank you, Katie. Let us go do thingies here. So hang tight one moment. There is a lot of Breyer news and we will get to that right now. All right, so Breyer showed us some cool stuff. I will pull that up for you guys now. And it looks like they made a few posts to the Breyerfest blog, which last time maybe had some clues and some stuff I couldn't pronounce. So we'll see how that goes this time. I'm going to pull it up here. And then I can share my screen with you guys. All right. For streamies. Okay, so let's see if I can swap these around a little bit. What's the best? Oh, that kind of works. Aha. All right, so we have the Danzante Premier horse here that was revealed. So this is the resin that we were talking about last time that Karen Gerhardt did that will be a Premier horse for 2026. Let me see. That's being weird about the links now, isn't it? They showed off a piece of her in the, I hate when it does it, it breaks the links, but let me fix this. A piece of her in a preview, but they finally showed off the colored version. So it is a rose gray. They're calling her an Andalusian, originally sculpted as a Spanish Mustang. So there is some flexibility there. And I think they didn't want to just add another Mustang to the line. So they're calling it an Andalusian. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's much for changes to the mold itself. It looks like it's pretty true to what the original 2006 resin was. So face hasn't been changed, the ears haven't been changed. I don't know if they made any adjustments to the pose to make her stand because she already stood in resin. So very cool. The color's really neat. Looks like a whole bunch of people are really excited for her, and it'll make a fun, kind of more dynamic piece for their line. And it's always good to have stuff that doesn't necessarily have bases, but is in a more dramatic pose. Although we have seen a few rearing ponies in the last little while, but they're always popular. So works out pretty well. So that's the color for that one. Let's see. And then we got the sketch of the third one. So that is, if I could make this bigger in a different way, this little one. So we couldn't really tell from the sketch who had done it, but they did release pictures of the final sculpture and the artist. So let us pop over there. It's cute. I'm excited to have a little fluffy pony for the line. They definitely needed to add some ponies in there. All right. So Premier Collection last release is, and I don't think we have a name for it posted, but it is this cutie pie. So sculpted by, where'd it go? Oh no, broke it again. I don't know why it messed that up. Sculpted by Laura Skillern. Sailor Skillern would be her full, or Skillern Sailor is how they hyphenate. And so it'll be joining Georgina, the Georgian Grand, and Carmen the Andalusian to round out the 2026 collection. They don't have the name listed for the little one, but it looks super cute. It's got like a little fluffy mane, got a little cute face, it's got fluffy little feet. I love the big tail. And the fact that it is more of an action pose, and again, no base, it's just on the tip of its tail. So it kind of has four points of touching. It would touch on its front foot, its back feet, but because they're so far under it, it needs the tail support to hold itself up. So super cool. People seem really excited about that one too. It'll be nice to have more ponies for the line. They seem to be breaking out of a little bit of their boxes that they like to stay in. We're getting a bucking horse, we're getting another rearing horse, we're getting an action pony, we are getting the big huge action draft. So they're all pretty exciting poses. We've had years where they've all been kind of standing there, so this is kind of fun to have a little bit of variety. Katie's like, yes, Cards Against Humanity. It's so fun. It is very awful, but we play it only once a year, so it works out. We have a whole bunch of the different expansions, and it's good for a belly laugh and for breaking the ice, because a lot of times we have new people that are coming to our Christmas dinner, so it's the easiest way to just be like, and we'll just shatter everybody's comfort level so that everybody kind of sorts themselves out. Let's see. Horrible card game for terrible people. Glenda, hi, welcome. Little Chonk. I know, I love Little Chonk. He will be Little Chonk. That will be the name officially for the mold. You should email Breyer and be like, hey, his name is Little Chonk, or her name is Little Chonk. There is some speculation that because we have one of the horses in the line that's a higher price, that generally corresponds to a mare and foal, and it looks like all of the horses for this year are mares. So the speculation is that one of these may have a surprise foal with it. Could be kind of cute. We could be getting a Georgia Grand full, which would be adorable, but they just did Rhiannon and Remy, so that isn't too long in the past, but there's a big gap in the model horse industry for draft foals, generally speaking, especially in the OF world. There's not a lot of them out there, and they are adorable. So maybe that. We could be getting a Andalusian type baby foal or a Spanish Mustangy baby foal, which would also be very cute. Or we could be getting a pony foal. Now, this is totally speculation. I don't have insider information. Breyer keeps their lips zipped, even when it's your own release. You never know. There's stuff that exists out there that may never be released that nobody ever knows. It's like everybody's crazy. And so we might get a foal, but it's not a guarantee. So don't take my word as gospel. But that's what the speculations have been, is that there might be one of these because of the higher price point. But we do have a draft with a base, and that usually corresponds with a little bit of a heavier price tag for Breyer. They are bigger, more expensive to produce, and then the base makes that even more complicated. So maybe we have a pony foal. That would be my best guess, is that we're getting maybe a pony foal, which would be super cute. Just a little fuzzball and cuteness. Be like the best Christmas present. Maybe they'll like peak that before the end of the year. I don't know. We'll see. But that is the speculation. So, Breyer, come on. Everybody wants a pony for Christmas, but a pony foal? All right. So we'll move on from that. I don't think that they've peaked anything else for the Vintage Club or the Stablemates Club. They're kind of leaving that. Normally the Stablemates Club, we see everything before we see for the premiere. So I don't know. Maybe that's this week. This is kind of the last deadline to sign up for any of the clubs. They end on the 31st. Which is a week from Wednesday. So we will have one more stream between now and then. They'll release probably a few more things over this week as everybody's going for holidays through Christmas. Then we'll go from there. We also did get the... Oops. We also did get the surprise horse. And it was Mary and Bright. So based off of the colors of the Aurora, this one was leaked early. And we saw pictures from someone in one of the Chinese factories selling the production pieces. Oops. It happens. I'm sure that person got in more than a little bit of trouble. But yeah, so we kind of knew this was coming, but still really cute. So they're doing a little bit of a different spin this year. We have Cole up at the top. She is a black Tobiano, so a little bit more realistic of a color. These are all non-glossy colors, which is different for them this year. They've been doing glossy for the last while. So that would make Cole showable as a normal horse, which may make her more valuable. I don't think I've seen any of them pop up for sale yet, so I don't know if you guys have. I can take a peek and see if I can find them. The other colors are kind of a pearly fantasy, fairly simple, minimal shading kind of decos. We have the really pretty purple Tobiano, and then we have the like minty, kind of minty green, I guess. It reminds me of like those little pastel chocolates that wait. They're like my favorites. Those little pastel chocolates. Look, the color is almost exact. So yeah, these little pastel-y things. And then there's the pink one, which also matches the pink ones, which is kind of fun. And then they have yellow, which they didn't do. They did purple, but purple's more popular anyways, I would imagine. And yeah, they're pretty. They're pearly colors. People are complaining that the shading isn't the best. I kind of agree. It's kind of nice to have simple colors, but at the same time, I saw some mock-ups. Let's see if I can find those. Mock-ups of some Aurora colors. Actually, here's one here. This is not the one I'm talking about, but someone did mock-ups of the traditional colors that they would do. So your red, your green, your gold. They're pretty. I actually like the colors that they did this year a little bit better. And where was the mock-ups of the Aurora? Oh, I've got them in here somewhere. Hang tight, guys. So this person did, because they're supposed to be based on the Aurora, a little bit more shaded, some other colors mixed in there, and a little bit more aura kind of related. Hang tight. I will take a peek here. I should have prepared that one in advance because it was cute. I don't know why my... there we go. I'm like, why is my window all funny? Because I'm zoomed in. Da, 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 da. Here we are. So this person, it's Sydney Bolsinger. If you're watching, Sydney, hi. This is, let's make sure it's in the screen. It's hard for me to see 100% sometimes what's going on. So these are the colors that they came in, and then they mocked up this. I really, really like this. This reminds me of the Aurora, like the dark night sky, the lights at the bottom. The purple gets mocked up with stars in it and a little bit more of an icy kind of feel. I love this. And if it was like little holographic sparkles. Wow. Like you do like a filigree underneath of the holographic with this color scheme. It would be amazing. Maybe with not the Tobiano, but you could do the Tobiano as like the Milky Way or something. I don't know. But keep in mind that these colors would be fairly complex for somebody like Breyer to do. And they seem to be doing things a little bit. Well, it's nice to keep things simple, right? So then the pink one transformed into like a more icy. I love this. I don't know. Might be the color that I'm vibing on right now, but I want all of them. These ones, I love these. But yeah, that icy tone there, it's got so much vibrancy to it. Yeah, I don't know. These might need to be, someone needs to do this as a custom set. Another color option, again, going from the really brights to the darks and the purples. Kind of a neat color scheme, especially when you think about how the northern lights glow. I really like how glowy these are. And the coal with the Milky Way. This is super cool too, because you could do a lot of really fun stuff with that and just make it a little bit more, a little extra. And you guys know me, I'm extra, so I love the extraness of it. And then this one, they closed off the patterns and did more of a northern lightsy spoosh in the middle. I could totally see how the factory might maybe not be able to pull that off quite as easily. That would be something they'd want to put a decal on for. But still really cool to have some fantasies about what could be, right? So super fun, kind of neat colors. This one's my favorite. I really like this one, but this one's my favorite. This, like, I don't know. There's something about that color. So anyways, that is what could have been and what is. We will see what the coals start going for. I'll see if I can find one, actually. They were called Marion Bright. See if any popped up on the sales pages, because they were speculating that it would probably be something in about $1,500 to $2,000. We were just seeing the and this is a limited run of 24 for the coals. So with the Premier Horse Mule, the diamond color, which was the gray, is going for about $3,000. So it's interesting to me how the kohl's not so much. And that's usually because they're non-realistic colors, but this one is a realistic color. So let's see if it popped up in like rare model horse sales or something. People are searching for them. Short and sweet kohls selling at about $800-ish. $1,500 asking price for a kohl. My goodness, you guys, this is crazy. Yeah, I'm not seeing any of them yet. Have you guys spied any of them yet? So traditionally, there's a kohl Huck Bay asking $3,000. I don't know if it actually sold. Doesn't look like it. Here's another one. Tannenbaum. $331.50. So you never know what it could go for. Kind of crazy and all over the place. But historically, for the kohl, it's a really good Christmas present because if you don't want to keep it, you can usually sell it and make a little bit of money. Oh, Merry Dancers was the name of them. Let's see. Merry Dancer. Let's see if that pulls it out. People are selling spots. The in-hand pictures look pretty cool too. Somebody's asking here about that. You gotta love like stalking the comments because it's like, has anybody got the Merry Dancer yet? And then you get like, everybody's waiting. Nobody's seen them yet. Purple, pink, few greens. People ordered 4. There's the pink one in hand. Oh, we do have one. One kohl. So markings are pearly, but still realistic. And it's a Reddit user from the looks of it. So yeah, they are landing. So they are not fiction. Yeah, there are stuff. So we've only seen one land out of the 24, but there are only 24. So you're not going to see as many as you did with the larger runs of the chase type pieces. Sarah, hello, welcome. Thankfully I'm old, I don't collect. Yeah, it's one that I like her, but she was my first traditional horse that wasn't a foal, which is the original strapless when she came out. So it's kind of a big deal for me. I really like her, but not as, if there's not a color there that I absolutely need. If it was that icy blue, then yeah, it'd be a different story. But thankfully I've been saved. Do they have the white crunchy things on top? Oh, they do have the white crunchy things on top. The little like pebbled sprinkles. They are delightful. So yay, I love them. And I put them in a like mixed bag of nuts and chocolates because, you know, why not? Snacks. Like the ones that actually look like the Aurora, right? The mock-up colors are really nice. It's kind of cool to see what people come up with. They're supposed to have an interference color too. Must have been subtle because I don't see anybody mention it. If it had been glossed, it would have popped more. Exactly. So the gloss colors, when you put gloss over interference or color shift or things like that, Perlex, you see the effect more. It's just kind of how that works. Because they're not super glossy, maybe that's why it's not showing up the same. Amy, oh my god, if it had a filigree, it would have killed me and I would have needed it, right? We need to do holographic filigree. It needs to, like, I've got color shift filigree up there. That's Technicolor, the Huck Bay. Where is he? Super fun. So, I don't know. Maybe next year we'll just like, and you can always email Breyer and be like, these would be really cool colors for something. And maybe, because they're always trying to find different things to use, and I think sometimes having customer suggestions really helps. I get suggestions from people all the time for things that I should make, and I always take them into consideration. So there's a reason I don't do a lot of commissions, because it doesn't really work well for me, but I happily will take suggestions into account, and you never know what stuff might pop up. So Let's see. Andrea says they're supposed to have, oh yeah, we just did that one. Jerry, hi Jerry. Jerry says, I think the Coles are going to be higher than 2K since there's only 24. Probably. So if we saw the Tannenbaums go for 31, usually the highest price ones happen at the beginning and then they kind of taper out. But we will see. They're not popping up and it is a popular mold and it's a more realistic color choice. So could go for tons. How many got the gray? I think there was 75 of those. Are you talking about how many people in the chat? Because I think Katie might be the only one that got the gray. Oh, and Haley got one as well. And she sold it. Vanessa says I got the pink one. Pink one's super cute color. It's a different one for what they normally do. So it's kind of neat. It's kind of, there's a lot of like pink nutcracker stuff out lately. So it's kind of giving that vibe, but I have a Peter Stone Daw. It's Northern Lights and it's gorgeous. Pink has a slight color shift. Oh, cool. Is it like, what kind of color shift is it? Is it like pink purple or pink blue? Because a lot of times, I think the primary ones are color shift red, which would probably look pink, purple, blue, and green, I think are the primary ones that we've seen used. So very cool. And then you can get like other stuff, mix things and stuff, but very neat. Because I haven't seen any photos where you can see the color shift in the photo like we were just talking about. Color shift. Let's see if any of these. Oh, here we go. This one kind of has it. So this is the purple one. And if I get real close up, you can see there's like a blue purple color shift in there because you can see it on the white. And you can see how it's changing the color of the purple, which is super cute. It's a really nice color. If you are a purple lover, it is a very nice color. And I'm a purple lover, but it's just not, I can't have them all, right? It's a thing. So on to Breyer's Breyerfest. This is gonna go well. I gotta read for you guys, and I can't even say Breyerfest. Breyerfest blog. So let me pull that up here. So they have showing your models at Breyerfest. I don't think that there's going to be any spoilers or changes in here. Collecting models is great. They are timeless, beautiful representations of horses that are perfect for horse lovers of any age. But what the heck are you supposed to do with them? Other than stick them on a shelf? Great question. Breyer has is home to 4 different model horse shows. So there should be shows suitable for all types of experience levels and model types. From the huge and competitive open show to rare pieces in breakables. I don't know if that coincides because breakables is for China's not, but there are breakable Breyers. So anyway, they do host it, so it counts, I guess. Breyerfest covers all the model horse showing bases all weekend long, starting on Thursday. They do all model horse shows are open to either guests with either VIP or all access tickets, so that hasn't changed. Take that into consideration as you read on. What exactly is showing your models? More detailed explanation is available here. In a nutshell, participants show their Breyer model horses in the same way a person may show a real living horse. Models are either entered in halter or performance classes and judged by experienced judges review and judge each entry based on specific criteria. In halter classes, unaltered Breyers are entered into a particular class based on their breed, and the competitor assigns that to their model. In performance classes, models are fully tacked, often with riders, and set up in diorama-like scenes, complete with props and natural elements. Breakables, which is Thursday at the Clarion. Breakables Live is a model horse show for fans and collectors of Clinkies, the ones behind me, hosted by Maggie Barkovitz, and on Okay, we just said it. Thursday the 9th. Thank you for repeating yourselves. This show will take place at the expanded Lexington Keeneland Gainesway rooms in the Bluegrass Convention Center in the back of the Clarion. So it is geared towards experienced model horse showers, specifically with China or porcelain models. Interesting that they didn't pick any of the Breyer horses to show in the picture, but they have classes, obviously, that would work with Breyer clinky things as well, but non-Breyer clinky things count. Resin Renaissance, Thursday at the Clarion, down the hall in the paddock room, also on the 9th, so you'll have to pick between Breakables or Resin Renaissance. Jackie Rossi and Heather Malone, the Mares in Black, run the show. The show's for collectors of artist resins and medallions, while geared towards experienced showers. It does have amateur artist classes. So you can show medallions in these classes. When I went 2 years ago to Breyerfest, there's a pretty good assortment, but definitely room for lots more. So I highly suggest you get your resins and your medallions in there, because if you're already showing resins, to pop a medallion on the table and win some ribbons. And because it's not as huge of classes, you have better odds as well. So there's also that. And here's a Jen Scott piece. Then the open show is Thursday and Friday in the Old Tech at the Kentucky Horse Park. So you have to pick between Breyer Open Show, the Resin Renaissance, or Clinkies and the Breakables. And then Nan, I think, is running simultaneously. When is Nan running? Oh my God, hold on. 2026. All right. July 6th, 7th, and 8th. So Nan runs Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday is the start of all the Breyer shows. So you can do Nan and then pick either Breakables, Resin Renaissance, or the open show. I don't like that they layer everything over top of each other, but they are limited in what they can provide for days. And then if you extend that out, they're there for longer. That's more rental costs. And then you're bumping into Nan. And if you go the other way, people aren't going to take into the next week off. So it's kind of a tricky situation to be in. I think you can proxy show at some of these shows. So if you have somebody that can show your collection for you at one of the other shows, you can do that. And like tag team each other's collections, maybe. I don't know how you would work that, or what the rules are specifically, because I haven't looked into showing myself there. But let me know in the comments if you know how that works. It's kind of unfortunate that it all on top of each other and not in the same space. So it's not even like you could be like, I'll just go over there. No, it would be, could you imagine the madness of it all being in the same place? Oof, so bad. You'd need like 5 people to help you. Bring your whole family, all your kids, show all your ponies. All right, so Breyerfest Open Show is one of the most competitive model horse shows in the country. It's geared towards experienced showers over the age of 13, takes place over 2 days, Thursday and Friday. Certain divisions are offered different days, as noted below. It's not necessarily a 2-day commitment, depending on what you're showing. So you could, if you're only showing on the Friday, still participate in one of the other shows on the Thursday. But even participating in one of these days is an incredible and exhilarating experience. The show is full of stiff competition, and entrants break out the best of their best of the best in their collections. Rare test pieces, immaculate special runs, elaborate customs, intricate performance setups, and beyond. It's an incredible experience. And a lot of the draw for it is the glossy prize models, because they have a lot of value to them, and the prestige of, I've won this thing, right? So there's open finish, open original finish and custom performance, mini performance, original finish, mini halter in 3 divisions, regular run, special run, and collectability. That's kind of cool that they break mini out into those divisions. Stablemates collector class. These classes will, so those are the Thursday classes. So those will be running in conjunction with the Breakable show and the Resin Renaissance and medallions. But if you wanted to do one of those, then Friday classes are variety, commonality, and novice collector classes. Novice performance all halter divisions, including collectability, regular run, special run, customized and full. Yeah. It's interesting. I would almost swap the novice for the minis, but minis is huge, so it's kind of hard. You'd be there until like midnight. The Breyerfest Open Show is a one-of-a-kind experience, whether you're showing or just observing. It's recommended you check it out, even if it's just to look. Super competitive, really nice models. It's super fun to see how it works out. There is the youth show and children's show that is Saturday in the Alltech. So this is for the under 13s that they don't allow to show in the open show. And you probably wouldn't want to if you were young and trying to learn this stuff for the first time. So it's affectionately referred to as the Kids Show. The Breyerfest Children's and Youth Model Horse Show is a great way to spend your Saturday at Breyerfest if you're under 16 and want to get in the world of showing your model horses. It's a great way to take the next step in with your model horses, learn about real horses, make new friends, take your ponies from the carpet to the show ring. Both the children's show and the youth show are fast-paced, or slow-paced, educational, and intended to give you a foundation for one day taking your herd to the coveted Breyer Open Show. And I think more shows need to offer novice classes because it's super intimidating to go in with all of the adults and the hard hitters, because my goodness, is that scary. I remember going to my first show and just being intimidated. I'm like, I made halters for my halter horses because I thought my halter horses needed halters. And then I didn't know that my show jumping horses needed jumps, and I couldn't just name strapless. So very intimidating. And I was a teenager, so I can only imagine what kids feel going in there. So if you're under or over the age of 16 and new to the world of model horses, you can do Breyer Boot Camp, which is an adult novice model horse photo show. The show is not affiliated with Breyerfest, and it is a great way for teens and adults to get started showing their models before the open show, because as 16 or older, you're not allowed to compete in the kids show. You have to be in the open show. So lots of stuff that you can play with when it comes to showing your horses. And then hobby information, we'll see if this has any things in it. It says, roll up your sleeves. Excited to host our hobby information experts next summer as part of the Breyerfest experience on the concourse of the covered arena at Breyerfest. If you're looking for hands-on model experience, head over to the Hands-On Hobby Tent, located in the Walnut Schooling Ring at the Kentucky Horse Park, right next to the craft tent. The Hands-On Hobby Tent is manned by a team of incredibly talented hobby volunteers and is a great place to learn about tack making, details and finish work, prop making, and more. These mini workshop sessions are free. You can sit in all weekend for all in-person Breyerfest ticket holders. And many of them include digital handouts that you can download right away to save to your phone for later. Also being hosted in the Hands-On Hobby Tent is the Mini Mock Model Horse Show, which is a great way to get your hooves wet if you're new to the world of showing your model horses. We've got mentors all weekend long who are excited to show you the ropes, teach you how to place your models in classes, will provide you with tons of information on the fun part of the hobby. You can bring your own models to show or borrow one of ours. Boil them. Then you can reposition. It's okay. Mini workshop. It works. And our mentors will walk you through the basics. These mini classes are free to join for all ticket holders and will happen throughout the weekend. Back in 2026, back for 2026, Anfield is offering a clinic on judging, which is super cool. This clinic will be free to participate in, like our other activities in the Hands-On Hobby Tent, and will require pre-registration since it will be a scheduled activity and have limited space. This is Anfield right there. It's a 2-hour session taking place each day at Breyerfest, and will teach participants what she looks for in judging when judging classes, showing students what a performance class looks like, set up in the show ring, and walk students through the process of judging. We don't have a judging academy or certification within model horses, so it's a little bit free for all, which bothers a lot of people. Not every judge knows all the things, and not every judge judges the same way. some people classify certain things higher or lower, and it is different for each judge. But it's an art form, so it's kind of subjective, which I think is where we rub into the rub of all of it. And works the same with everything. Works the same with real horses, with real horses or dogs or whatever. People have their own biases and preferences. So it's interesting to learn kind of what the standard would be. Judging for your anatomy, biomechanics, conformation, breed type, that sort of thing. Some people place pretty over functional. Some people place functional over pretty. Some people, if says it's a gelding and it doesn't have the right bits under it, it fails and doesn't pass the class. Even if it is the nicest representation otherwise, if it didn't have molded on plastic bits or lack thereof. So very interesting to see what's out there for judging. But if you want to get your feet wet and learn the basics, then Anfield's workshop's a great way to go. So, if you're interested in supporting the hobby information experts, hands-on hobby tent workshop sessions, or mini mock model horse shows as a volunteer at Breyer Fest next summer, applications for these areas will be coming mid-January. So that's a pretty prestigious thing too when they open up for volunteer positions, because there's a volunteer model that you're able to get, and that's always fun and valuable. So that'll happen, they said, mid-January, so keep your eyes open if you're interested in that. And then we might have some peeks here of what's coming. So this is all about Sweden. So it says, good jul. Scandinavia has many modern Christmas traditions that are woven into the fabric of their cultural history and draw from ancient pagan traditions. One of the most recognizable and enduring is the Swedish julbok, or Yule goat, which is an ornament made from bundled straw and traditionally tied into shape with red ribbon. Such a cute little goat. Where the exact origins are not clear, it is believed that this tradition evolved in parts of Scandinavia as a connection to the Norse god Thor, whose cart was pulled by two goats, Tangrisnir and Tan. Really? Those aren't even words. Let's see. Tangnoster. That's as close as we're going to get today. And was, in addition to being the Norse god of thunder, the Norse god of farming and fertility. To honor the Thor for bountiful growing seasons, the last sheaf of grain was bundled after the final harvest and saved for the Yule celebrations. It's a cute little goat. I like his little horns. That's adorable. And its beard. It's got a beard right there. All right, so today, the Yule goat is iconic Scandinavian Christmas tradition tying the region's historic past. So maybe the animal will be a goat? Maybe. There's the doll horse too. So nobody knows. They're giving us like distraction noodles. So tying the region's historic past with the present, Gavle? Sweden is home to the most famous Julbok, a 42-foot straw masterpiece that was first erected in 1966 as a tourist attraction and is the world's largest straw goat. An astonishing 42 of the last 59 goats have been destroyed over the years, either by fire or vandalism. There's been 59 of them? My goodness. In 2023, it was almost completely dismantled by local birds. That's kind of funny. What nature gives, it shall taketh away. So the Galve goat is now under 24-hour security and surveillance. You can watch it here. I'm opening that tab. There's plenty of other Nordic Yule and Christmas traditions that we haven't covered this month. So let's hear your favorite in the comments, they say. We want to wish everyone a joyful Yule and winter solstice this weekend, and we will see you right back here for Breyer Fest blog next week and some important information. So we will see what else they come up with over the next little bit here. Let's open this goat watching tab. It is huge. That is like one. Could you imagine that thing on fire? Oh, live video loading. Come on, goat. That is huge. Giant straw bale goat. And the video is like, yeah, no, you can't see that live. It's got a whole bunch of information. There's like ink. Oh, maybe it is live. There it is. There's twinkling lights and cars driving behind it. Can you see the little cars? Airplanes. That can't be a whole bunch of airplanes. What the heck? Where did all the sparkles come from? There are cars. Maybe it's cars, like headlights from cars reflecting off stuff. It looks like they have spikes around it, so you can't get to it. Oh, and they've blurred the stuff around it out intentionally. I see. I thought that was just bad picture. Well, that's kind of cool. What do you guys think of the goats? I'm going to catch up on comments here. Hang on. Brenda, hello. Welcome to the stream. Andrea, Pink was supposed to have purple interference. Purple and green were supposed to have blue interference. Okay. I did not see them write that. Wish I could send a photo. I put photos and video of her on Modelholics. Let's see if I can find that then in Facebook. Modelholics. Oh, I should show you guys this one too. Mary Dancer. Let's see if I can find pictures. It's not showing up, and it's not letting me search you. Huh. I might not be able to pull it up. Ah, there we are. Modelholics is being problematic. So, make her bigger. You can see the interference there. Different lighting. And then the video of it. That's kind of cool. I like how that shifts the paint. So anything with an interference color over top of it will change it. Depending on what color's the base color underneath, it will change quite substantially. So that's really fun. And then I was going to show you guys this quick before we move on. I don't think there's anything new on the Breyer site, but I'll check it out. Somebody replaced the ears on Winifred with a resin 3D pair, and I really like it. And I love the different expressions you can get by moving them around. I love when you do like the little sockets and then you just swivel them. It's super fun. So cute. It's like grumpy and happy, sad. Your ears are just so expressive. It's wonderful. I just enjoy it so much. All right, now let us look up if there's anything new in their store. Because you never know. Sometimes they pop stuff in there and then we haven't seen it. New to old. Nope. Nothing new. I still need to grab one of these totes, but I haven't placed an order with them in the last while. It's got one on it. So if anybody gets an extra, let me know. But in the meantime, my next order will contain a tote, if I remember, which is hit or miss, if I will. So yeah, let us move on here. All right, so studio updates. I have a couple more juggernauts that still need to go out, so I'm working on getting those out. We had a 100-car pileup it was ridiculous on the highway when I posted that there were, so it was icy for the first couple of days of last week, and then we ended up with 100-car pile up. It was ridiculous. So some of the stuff, like some of these are AI images, but that is not. So there were milk tankers that crashed into other vehicles, and it was just ridiculous. Like, here's one of the other photos. Like, ridiculous. So this is the highway up to my, like, between where I am and oh, this one's AI generated, but we have a divided highway that looks basically the same. They had milk trucks and stuff. I hate when they do these AI things. Goodness gracious. So there are images of people inside the accident. Here is one that was from it. Because it was a whiteout, you couldn't actually see what was going on. So this is, so it was about 80 to 100 vehicles, they're saying. It took them hours to clear it. There's that milk truck that I was talking about. This happened right up the street from me. So the main highway going from here to Calgary for where I need to go to ship now, and where I would have gone to ship anyways, but slightly closer. It was just bad. You couldn't see anything. It gets to be solid ice on that chunk of highway at the best of times, and this was just even worse. We'd had a couple of warm-ups, and then it melted, and it was pretty wild. So I'm glad that I decided to call it. It had been super icy for the last 2 days. I wanted to get things shipped out, but yeah, it was just a little bit nuts. So still working on getting the last of those out, but the ones that were scheduled to ship on last Monday went out on Thursday, and it was pretty crazy stuff. 100 cars, like you have no control, and that's a really busy highway because it's a main drag across our province, from the two biggest cities down to the border, and yeah, it was not fun, but it happens. They need to make that stretch of road a little bit better because there's a lot of wind that goes over the road and freezes it. Not a lot of good lighting, and it gets just really icy. So, not fun. Katie says, how do I enter? I've been wanting to get back into showing, especially with resins. With Resin Renaissance, you'd have to look up the show, and then I think you need to submit your information, pay the show fee, and then you can enter. There are limited spaces as far as I know, so I would check that out. There is a page for it on Facebook. Resin Renaissance. I can't spell Renaissance to save my life. It was like, you meant reconnaissance? Renaissance. Resin Renaissance. Yeah. Nope. That's a company name. Resin Renaissance. Here we go. On Facebook. I will pop that in the chat for anybody looking for more information. Apparently I'm not in the group. But you can find out probably more information there. I imagine Breyer will have a site, and Heather and Jackie would probably also have more information as well because they're the ones running it. Yeah, there actually were no fatalities. It was all just, there's a couple people that went to hospital with different injuries. A couple people were removed from their vehicles with the jaws of life. But for the most part, considering the scale of it and the fact that there is a whole bunch of double semis involved in the accident, because we have double and triple semis, because it's just a straight road, basically, through Edmonton, Calgary, from the oil fields up north. And yeah, it could have been way worse than it was, but still really scary. It is now much, much better than it was. We had a little bit of warm up. It's still pretty icy, but it's manageably icy, hence me going and doing my deliveries on Thursday. So hopefully the rest of those will be able to go out within the first couple days of this week, and then we will be closing things up for the holidays for a few days and about a week or so. I'll still probably be working through that, but don't expect anything to ship in the next week or so after Christmas. It might, but I'm going to try and take some time off because we don't get to do that very often. And then I will be removing the paid in full later option for the resins because we're going to be basically caught up, with the exception of Little Bucker, I think. The last ones of those will be shipping into February. But there won't be much of a wait, which is kind of nice. So, Tommy, hello, welcome, Merry Christmas. Let's see. Vanessa says I'm 20 minutes from Weedsport, New York. So we don't have the level of traffic that you guys do, or even Toronto does. That's a little bit more equivalent to something like New York, but it still gets pretty wild. And they don't do very good road maintenance here, despite the fact that we pay more than half of our wages in taxes here. There's not a lot of really good infrastructure, and how they build the roads, it is with materials that crack and heave, and there's not a concrete cement foundation with the underlying structures in metal to keep things together. So we end up just having really shitty, crappy roads that are horrible. So it is not fun. My best friend drives doubles for FedEx. Yeah, that's a lot. And it's not like with FedEx that they would probably allow for a lot of time off due to weather. It's like, no, get out there and deliver packages, which is scary. There's a whole bunch here that there was boxes that didn't show up because all the people were like, we're not doing the thing. It's too crazy. I think they tried. A couple places tried and then they couldn't do it. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. I did want to show you something fun though. I have been playing and I do a video on it for you guys, but I wanted to see if I could still do it, and I still can. Hang tight 1 second. You pull it up. Pull it up. One thing. There we go. Where are we over here? People are making fun of me at dinner for using my accents because I can't help myself, but it is enjoyable. So I still can do really tiny. You can see my fingertips in that photo. Where did the little guy go? Here he is. So this is traditionally sculpted, not digital, obviously. And it is super tiny. So I had done this side of him a while ago in green stuff, and I mixed this with another thing because green stuff is really not fun to sculpt with. It's super sticky. It doesn't like being smoothed, but there are tricks that you can use to make it awesome. But I was pretty proud of myself. I actually have problems with my left eye. My left eye doesn't link in my brain to my right eye, so I don't see binocular very well. I had a really bad lazy eye as a kid, and because we didn't correct it early on, my brain basically just took this eyeball and said, you are useless, you go over here. And so my right eye is dominant and I can see really well out of my right eye, but my left eye can't actually function with the other eye properly. So for me, seeing really, really tiny, doing things like that, anything involving binocular vision is a little harder. But because I've been taking methylated B vitamins, it's actually been helping my left eye have better vision. So what happens is out of the left eye, I can see shapes and colors and things really well. The vision's not great. I have astigmatism in both eyes, but then the left eye has, especially when reading text and doing fine things, like a blurry aspect to it, and then they don't line up, the two eyes. So I've actually started to get rid of that blurry aspect by taking B vitamins, which was never brought up by my optometrist. I have a very good optometrist though. So I recently discovered that I might have the MT HFR or MTFR mutation, which is a methylation mutation, which means your body doesn't absorb B vitamins properly, and that you need to take special methylated B vitamins for your body to be able to process them. And because I'm doing a methylated B12 and I'm taking Primal Queen now, which is a beef organ supplement, it seems to be doing wonders for my eyes. So I was like, I'm gonna look this up. Is this they're two correlated? And they are. So my doctor was like, take omegas. And so I was taking omegas, but the B vitamins are like the key, apparently. So it's been helping. If that's something that you struggle with, it might be something that's helpful for you too. So I just thought it was kind of cool. But yeah, it allowed me to, and you can see the dust particles are bigger than the actual horse. It allowed me to actually go in and do this a little bit easier. I still use my super compound glasses, but it's easier if the eye can see better and they can work a little bit better together. I still have to repair the connection between the two halves in my brain. And we'll see if that works. Because when your brain learns to do something without the other side, you have to retrain it to work together. But it's the thing. So it is green stuff, which is the Neatitite you can get from Army Painter. And then I'll post about how I make it workable soon for you guys, because it's kind of cool. I don't know if this guy will ever have anything done with him, because casting micros sucks, but we will see how it goes. And doctors, yeah, they don't, you're right, Vanessa, they don't really look into the natural remedies at all. He was telling me with the omegas, but the MTFR mutation is a weird oddball. It links with the hypermobility and the ADS stuff. It links with a whole bunch of ADHD, autistic type things as well. It's very interesting once you start looking into all the different rabbit holes, how big that can be. So it's kind of interesting. So that's what I was playing with that in amongst doing some other things. I have some stuff coming for the club and fun. And yeah, should be really neat. I will see what ends up happening with the little micro things. But if you guys want micros, then maybe I'll look into doing some of that stuff and seeing where I can get them maybe produced. I'm not a huge fan of pewter, so it's kind of like a challenge, but I did want to see if I can make it small. Maybe it'll be an original sculpture that I'll just offer up and paint. We shall see. So yeah, that is what I've been up to that I can tell you about, because yeah, there's secrets and stuff. But quick reminder too that we're coming into the end of the month. So if you wanted to get the Hyperachion sticker for the sticker club, then you will need to sign up for the chicken butt before the end of the month. And then Medallion Club, same thing goes. If you want into the next box, this is the last week and a half to do that. Lizzie, yeah, I need more micros because I'm out of room for anything bigger. They can fill in like all the space in between all the legs. Bioactive silver cured my dog's cough. We have like a colloidal silver spray that I use for wounds and sore throats and things too. It's very, very good. Micros are definitely hard to paint. I have like the crazy glasses that work really well. These guys. So they make everything much bigger, which is nice. So yeah, that is what I've been up to. And then instead of a rant, let's see if I can make this thing work. Take here. Oh no. Hang tight. 1 second. The thing that I was going to use to stream decided that it didn't want to play nice with me and it wants me to pay money. So hang tight while I do that. And then I can pull this up for a second. So if you guys want to come up with a pony pose or idea, I will maybe sketch that on the thing here. If I can get this thing to work. Let's see. I want another Belgian medallion. We might be able to do that. I did it fairly recently, so, but it's always fun to play with it a little bit. Speaking of wounds and injuries, how's Nash's bum? He is spicy as heck. He loved the babies that came over for dinner, and his butt is much better. Thank you very much for asking. He is a good boy. Let's see if I can add in. Screen share, window. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Can I make one bigger and me smaller? Nope. Nope. Pardon while I play with the thingy. A pony stealing a snowman carrot? I need them to paint traditional eyes. Pretty much me too. It's like your eyes get fatigue and then they don't like life very much. It is very interesting. A bucking foal. I don't know. So I do a lot of my stuff on the iPad just because it's a little bit easier for me to manage with. And this is my Apple Pencil. It is like pretty colors of awesome, which makes it harder to lose, which is good because the little white sticks just go missing. But I don't know. Let's see what we got here. Oh, helps if you're not on the eraser. You should see all my, I've got like 5 million kinds of brushes. Because why not? Ponies. Yeah, draw ponies. I have no idea. That is not a pony. I get really nervous, so I don't generally draw on live things because I mess them up and then it's like, oh goodness, like you can't do the pony. But it's kind of fun. I enjoy it. So the reason why I kind of play with the digital thing a little bit is it's nice to be able to change things if you need. It's a little bit easier to port around my computer with the thing on it than it is to carry around an extra sketchbook. And then, I don't know. Just like I like traditional drawing as well, but the digital, I'd have to convert it over anyways. So I've been playing a little bit with this. This is how most of the stickers for the sticker club are made. And I enjoy the idea of it a little bit because then I can go, oh look, I didn't leave myself enough room, and then I can move it, and then I didn't run out of paper. Let's see. And sometimes I'll go in and draw, like a lot of times it'll be the bones, so I'll do this. You get your little joint in there. A little hoofy goes here. Then for the back end, I'll probably need to draw in things like that. And then build things out. So he's got his little bomb, his little hawk. It's definitely harder to do when you are trying to talk and stream than it is otherwise. So, and this isn't really a foal, but that's okay. It's interesting because I've been drawing some kind of cute characters, kind of like the Ponyfest characters lately, and it skews my proportions. So then I have to like recalibrate my brain to do more realistic stuff. But it's kind of funny. Figured it would be a little bit different to do something like this on the stream and be like, oh, okay, we can actually do arty stuff and you can see the process instead of me just bah, 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 the whole time. Even though I'm bah, 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 the whole time while I'm doing this. It is funny because like last night with the party, we ended up hanging out and doing like I do the cooking part, so a lot of it is not me talking. I'll be talking as people are visiting with me specifically, but a lot of people are visiting just in the living room. And then I did an article for Breyer at one point about the drawing process. So you can see me here darkening some of the lines, and me darkening some of those lines is what I call, and it's from traditional animation, where it's you're searching lines, or when I'm going around going, okay, where's that cheek? There it is. And finding these structures in whatever I'm working on. I like how it was supposed to be a full and it's not a full. That's okay. You can be stealing the carrot from the snowman. It's a little pony that's like, ha. And the nice thing too is I can move things around as I'm working on stuff. And change things and do another layer so that it's not all building on top of stuff. That would be so cute to do a little sculpture where he's stealing a carrot and the snowman's like, no! Those are my ears into my nose. And the more, like when we talked about the tips of how, or I did the stream on how to improve your work a little bit better, one of the best things you can do is just do more of this. So the more you draw, the more you start to learn how the anatomy works and pull it out of your brain. Like there's no references in front of me for a pony other than, actually there's no references in front of me for a pony other than the little guy in a pile. So it's kind of fun, but it's kind of neat to start, because when your brain starts to click and you're like, oh, hey, this is what the leg looks like. So having that initial bone in there and then being able to form all the joint and stuff around it, you start to learn how the shapes interact and your brain starts to remember it. The first time you actually draw something and it's like, oh, there it is. It was in there. It's the coolest thing. And like little things like with the fetlock coming into the hoof here, you have this little transition kind of in this area where you have, oh, okay, the back of this hoof hangs over the edge there. And then this comes in here, and then there's bubble, and then there's our little tendons. It's kind of fun. Happy little trees, right? And then our little happy hoof. And then the bones in the knee. It's just a little poop disturber pony is what this is. It's kind of fun. And then the nice thing too about this is that if I'm doing something for a sticker, is it allows me to change the colors and manipulate things a little bit more, so that if I wanted to do a chestnut pony on the same line art, I can. And if I wanted to do a bay pony, I could. And a leopard Appaloosa pony, I could. And it's nice with the sketchiness because you can go in and do the line art on top and refine things a little bit. And so I have this is just an old version. I bought this iPad, I don't even know how long ago. It's been quite a few years now. It's an old gen. Everything else now is better. But we have just an Apple Pencil Pro and then the Pro iPad, which allowed me to do more stuff with it. He's supposed to look more playful. He looks kind of angry. He's like, I just don't care. Haha. Oh, he's missing a leg. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. I also make sound effects non-stop. Just in case anybody was wondering, that is exactly how that works. Because I'm like, da, 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 da. My husband does too. I might have learned it from him or he learned it from me. I am not sure how that worked. But one of us learned it from the other. Or we came both pre-installed with the same, which might be a thing. And then another cool thing you can do with this is if you want to move stuff, you can use liquefy and be like, oh, I want him to be a fatter pony. And no, I want to move this leg back over here. So that's something you wouldn't be able to do in traditional art. Each has its own benefits, but it's kind of cool. And when you start memorizing the different structures, like there's this little guy here, and then the mouth kind of comes into here. There's a little tendon guy that comes up there. Some lips. Oh, you did say pony stealing a snowman's carrot, so it's kind of like a bucking pony. I combined the ideas. We're going to pretend like that was entirely intentional. I'm not good at drawing on command, but I figured I'd try. And then the hair just ends up being like a crazy who knows what. Can you even hear? I should do like ASMR. Can you hear me drawing on the thing? He needs like all the hair in the world. Just like a little Wookie. He's like, I steal all the hair. Yeah, he's kind of turning more pony. My proportions aren't the best, but that's okay. I have no references. We're just winging it. You can kind of see how my brain does the hair stuff. It's like, oh, swishy, swishy, swishy. Does the swishy, swishy. Now I'm really curious if you guys can actually hear that. Like building the windows in here. And I'll plan medallions sometimes this way, where I just sketch and draw and whatever. And you can be all furry. Happy little ponies while I'm doing happy little Ohio sunsets. Love listening while painting. Aw, I like Ohio sunsets. Sound effects and talking to yourself are the thing that you must do while working on art. You can hear the little scroochy scratchy. And then my favorite, so I'll sketch just with the sketching brush. And then I like the technical pen, this little guy down here for my outlines. So if I'm gonna solidify things, it's too big. It's probably too small. Somewhere in the middle. And I have my palm sensitivity touch sensitivity turned off so that it's not gonna be, which way? Yeah, this way. Not gonna be as, I can't touch this. I'm touching it with my hand and that's not gonna do anything on me. But you can kind of, my brain wants to make it like cartoony so bad. Don't do the cartoony thing. Do the more realistic. You can do it. Come on, brain. It's kind of fun. It is kind of neat what gets stuck in your brain, though. It's still going to have to be kind of cartoony, I think. My brain's not going to let me have this. See? The undo key isn't something that you get when you just do it traditionally. It's kind of fun. It is definitely harder to do this in talk than it is otherwise. No pressure, right? I have a little bit of pectoral muscle showing through there a little bit. Naughty pony. I love naughty ponies. We need Breyer to make another naughty pony, or a naughty pony. They did their line of naughty Kathleen Moody inspired. Well, Kathleen Moody sculpted and drawn little naughty ponies for the ornament line, but they don't actually have a naughty pony for their line. Like, is the snowman following me? Is he gonna get his little thing back? Are they chasing me? Ha ha ha. That's like what Nash does. He loves the chase game. I'm still waiting for them to do a roly pony. A roly pony would also be really cute. I really hope that they expand things out a little bit more into the naughty pony category, and that they make things a little bit more less show friendly. You need show friendly every once in a while, but it's nice to have things be fun. Like, I think with stone, the most popular sculptures and stuff tend to be the sassy ones, because people see themselves in the ponies, and you like spice. There's so much of the not spicy. We will see. If that's what you guys want, I always suggest to you that you email them and let them know what you would like to see with the line, and then you never know what they might provide, because it's them hearing from people on what you guys want to buy that kind of directs their what they end up producing. If they get enough people saying, hey, I want this, then they might just do that. Kind of fun. I do need to probably upgrade this at some point in the near-ish future, because I'm running out of the layers component, so I can't do the amount of layers that I need to for some of the stuff that I'm doing. So then I end up having to go in and tweak stuff, and it's just not, or make a copy of a layer instead of doing it the way I need to do it. And now my hands are like shaking. We haven't had breakfast yet, so my brain's like, food. Naughty pony, carrot pony needs to be a sticker. Maybe, if you guys wanted to be a sticker. That can bump the line and be January's sticker. Where it's, oh, you can double tap this and it changes. You can see it in the top corner here. If I double tap, it goes from eraser, come on, to pencil. And I sometimes do that, and then I'm erasing all my lines that I'm trying to put in there. Could be a fun January sticker, though. Do a little pony stealing the... Then you need the snowman being like, come back! I don't have January 100% locked in yet. I have a whole bunch of designs that I save and I put in here, but I'm not married to any particular one for January. So... And then we need to pick a color if that's the case. If you guys want him as the sticker, then you need to tell me what color he needs to be. If he's a naughty pony. Like a little piebald one. Kind of fun. It's starting to look like a thing. Oh no! Oh. So all those black lines are supposed to go on another layer. And I didn't do that, so that's fun. I will put the rest of them on a different layer. So if you do that, then it just gets messy. But I can fix it. There is a technique that I can do that will salvage that, but that is hilarious. See? You guys make me nervous, and then I messed up the thingy. That's okay. I don't know that humans were meant to do art for performance, but because it's such a, well, for me at least, it's like a solitary thing. It's hard for me to do it on cue. I'm actually surprised this is looking as good as it's looking. Do my ASMR. There's probably people that are like, what? She never does this. Then you find your little favorite things. Like I love this. This. No. Why are you doing that? Don't do that. This part. Right here. Because I can go in and then this little bone here. Oops. This little bone here in that area has this little like boop right there. I love it. I love it so much. And then there's like another little bit here. You find your favorite stuff, basically. You're like, this is my favorite little muscle, and it's only your favorite muscle for a little while, and then it's not your favorite muscle anymore. But it's kind of cool. And then the back foot. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. My poor husband's up there starving. I can hear him. He's like, I didn't realize you were going to draw and take forever. That's okay. We will enjoy our food that much more. So I was going to turn off the background, but I can't do that now. But I can do this. So you can actually see what he looks like. So that's kind of how you get around it, is you'd fill the background and then you pull the one color out. But now I can't see where the tail is, so I'm going to have to change the background color back. Ooh, that's kind of fun. And it's nice because you can change the background colors to see better or not as you are playing with things. And then whoosh. And there's a bit of stabilization on the brush. You can see how it's smoothing my strokes a little bit. And I like that for when I use this one because it lets me, it just softens my crazy. You need that every once in a while. Are you even an artist if you don't have to soften your crazy every once in a while? All right. And another nice thing, so if I combine those guys, I can move this guy over here. Okay, I'm doing bicubic. Just for fun. Oh, no, it's not sketch brush. Not sketch brush. I like Angry snowman. Oh yeah, draw a top hat. Good job. I don't know how to do that from memory. He's like, give me back my nose. He's like, got your nose. Give him like a scarf or something. No. You gotta have like little snowman buddies in the background. They're laughing at him or something. And they're only laughing because they still have their noses. Maybe they were the ones that dared them to. You gotta do like the belly laugh where he's holding his belly and just cackling away. Well, there's my silly sketch for the day. So hopefully you enjoyed that because it's kind of fun. Miss the companion dogs? I'm gonna catch up on this. The sound effects, you're a must. Happy little ponies while I'm doing happy little Ohio sunsets. We should email them and ask them to bring back the companion line. We need more doggos. I agree that doggos are a requirement. Chestnut Overa would be really, really fun. Maybe he needs to be fuzzy. I don't know. It's kind of cool. He's a cute little dude. And then if I flood that background again, then we lose the snowman, but we can kind of see what he looks like, which is kind of fun. Great name for the sticker. Watching you draw makes me want to draw ponies, but my art supplies are packed because I was foolish. Oh no! I always bring a sketchbook when it's the holidays because you never know when you're going to be in a social situation and you're just going to want to be the hermit in the corner that's drawing. Got your nose. Maybe I will do that. Here, I'll put it in orange because why not? Lol. So I want to incorporate maybe these every once in a while and do a thing if I don't morbidly embarrass myself with how bad I sketch sometimes. But it's good for me too to do something like this. So if you enjoyed it, then let me know. My Wi-Fi cut off between talking about the Christmas Aurora ponies. I fell back asleep while I was trying to load the video. I think when you were talking about model horse shows or something, and I got in my dream and I woke up during the straw goat talk. Oh my goodness. Your brain's just like, I am going to incorporate these things. That would be quite the dream, I'm sure. Laura Rocksmith, hello. I drew a pony while we were doing the streamy thing and talked about Breyer and stuff. So yeah. I hopefully will have some fun stuff for you come the holidays. I want to do something for all of you awesome people that will be up online, and then we'll see what other goodies I come up with by the next time we stream, but it will be after the holidays. So Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy Hanukkah if you celebrate that. Happy Yule, whatever your flavor of the holidays is. Mine is the Christmas, so Merry Christmas. But hopefully you had fun. If you want to see me do stuff in the stream, just let me know. I heard for the first time mukbang, which is kind of funny. It's like people eat and make money for just eating on camera. What? It's like feet on camera, but I'm drawing on camera, much less sketchy. So, well, more sketchy in a different kind of way. I don't have a specific hyperfixation for you guys today, but let's go there anyways quickly. I will go back to my normal thingy. Und then I will let you take off for the day. I did get my Hobonichi planner in, which is the Japanese one that I was talking about, I think, last time, and got it, compared it to my normal notebook, and went, I have made a mistake. This is too small, but this is actually 160 pages, and this is 230. So way more pages. They're just way thinner, and then this is thicker. So that's my normal planner. And I didn't even in 2025 make it all the way through. I am only there. So really, I think the little one's going to do me well. This is the day-free version. It is really, really, really thin paper. Like, I think that's even 2 pages. It is from Japan. It's Tomo or Tomoe River. It doesn't show ink through it, which is kind of nice. So I was doing a swatch thingy on the back, and it doesn't. So there's my pen test. And you can see some ghosting, but it doesn't bleed through. And that is fountain pen, and on the bottom it's all the highlighters. Those ones bled through a little bit and ghosted worse than the pens did. But I was using a Pentel Touch, which is an ink pen, and it didn't bleed through. And then my really juicy fountain pen inks didn't bleed through either, which was kind of nice. So good option if you want something that is smaller to carry around with you. You can get different sizes, and that is reasonable for writing in it. You kind of use fountain pen inks and fun inks in it. Gel pens work really well. Yeah, it's kind of cool. So this one's day free, so it only has the monthly spreads in it, and then it's got a whole bunch of blank grid paper that you can draw in, which works a little bit better for me because I like to kind of do my own thing. And I don't always hit every day, and then I feel bad that there's blank days. So try that out this year and see how it goes, because this one's a way thicker, way thicker paper. Without me showing you any of my notes. And then it doesn't bleed through with any of the ink or things that go through it. Yeah, quite thick, but fun. It's kind of nice to be able to just, some months I keep it really simple, and then if I feel like doing something crazy, I'm not limited to a certain layout, which is kind of cool. And then I found a cool pen that writes really, really tiny. It's a 0.38, so good for writing in the little boxes when I use this guy and make it really tiny and fancy and doing outlines and stuff. So I'm, like I said before in the last one, I'm expanding out a little bit and making it a little bit more fancy, putting in stickers and things. I got a whole bunch of like just fun stuff to put in there. And then from Japan, some cute little washi flakes, which are semi-transparent paper. So if you have colors underneath, they show through, but these are all cute little puppers and kittens. Kind of neat. We have a little Japanese dollar store that's kind of fun to go in and play with things, but I'll maybe show you more of that stuff later. Just trying to get myself planned out for 2026 because there's fun stuff that I'm working on, so we will see. In the future, for next year, the Icelandic is most likely going to be on the table, and the Spanishy thing that I'm working on also. And then for minis, I don't have those peaked or revealed yet. So yeah, we'll leave it at that for now. But we still have the 3 editions that are up and available until January 16th. So if you wanted a Jug Life, a Little Jug Life, or a Gabriel, those are available. The clubs are open and available to get in, and those draws for the Jug Life and other prizes are still open for entry until the 16th. If you haven't gotten your free entry, go to the website and grab that. You can get to it on the main page or the other pages, and then go from there. All right. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed me sketching and doing stuff. I can maybe do pony. Little fuzzy lump of coal pony would be kind of cute too. I will see what color he ends up being, and maybe he will be the January sticker. Maybe I'll let you guys vote on it. All right. Love you guys. I will see you later. Have a Merry, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. And we will see you very soon. All right.